Hello and welcome back to another video here in the LEGO room. I hope you're well. Today is the final room tour for 2024, the final LEGO room tour. And if you've been here throughout the course of the year, you'll have seen a few of these room update videos because this room has seen a lot of changes since we first stepped into it in January this year. It has seen an overwhelming amount of changes. I will try and put some footage up on screen of what the room looked like when we first moved into this room. It was derelict. It needed paint on the walls, it needed the skirting boards done, the floors done, it needed absolutely everything done to it. There was nothing in here other than an old black cabinet that was from the previous owner, and we have seriously come a long way in this space, and it is not quite where I want it to be in the long term, but we are close to getting it to where I want it. And I'll talk a little bit at the end of the video about what we're going to be doing moving forward in 2025, because it's quite possible that a room tour for 2025 at the end of the year will not actually be in this space anymore. I'll talk more about that at the very end of the video and possibly in a separate video next week. So Mrs. Bricker is going to jump in behind the camera and we're going to take a little look around the room. I'm going to show you everything, but I'm not going to talk about every single item, otherwise we'll be here for an hour or so. But let's have a little look around at some of the stuff that's been added to the display over the course of 2024. Okay, so before we dive into it, let's take a little look at this corner, which you can never really see on camera. It's got a whole bunch of Lego Funko Black Series that is to be sold either in the future or in the immediate. And you can see a whole bunch of boxes as well that does have some backlog in that we'll be seeing on the channel over the next couple of months and weeks, hopefully. You can also see some of the artwork that is yet to be placed. Some of it has already been up in the room prior to us moving things around, so you may recognise one or two bits if you've been here for the entire year. There's the 3 Brickers as well that I got from Mrs. Bricker, and a couple of the smaller frames. Let's move on to the rest of the Lego room. Starting with the unit you don't often see on the channel when I'm doing a sit-down video. You've got the sail barge from this October on the very top there, along with all the minifigures. I wouldn't usually have the minifigures on display, but they are on that lovely black plinth that we got with that set. The cantina also across the top, one of my bucket list sets, one that I hadn't grabbed in 2020 and ended up grabbing this year knowing it was retiring. I'm going to skip over the final battle set, as that is a video for a couple of days time in the 12 days of backlog. What you've got here is a little TIE split, the TIE Interceptor and the TIE Bomber, and I envisage doing quite a lot of this in 2025 to make space for sets. You've also got a little Boba shrine in the corner there with a Boba cartoon Funko and his throne room as well. And I also envisage replicating this in the box next to it, the mid-scale ships. I imagine the home one and the Acclimator will end up in the one adjacent to it. You've got the brickhead stand on the left-hand side of it, and as we move further down, you'll see bits and pieces that will be integrated and moved around to create space in the start of 2025. So you can see some minifigure cases, some older ships, some X-Wings, the ATTs, the kind of set that will end up on the bottom shelf, and some of the stuff on that bottom shelf will end up being boxed up, or it will end up being moved somewhere else. But I will start moving things further down, almost in a hierarchy system of the things I like being on the very top. You've got my work desk where I've removed my laptop and all my bits and pieces from there, purely for the sake of this video. Like I've said before, this is my office space, and it is one that I use for work as well as play, as it were. On the very top, you've got the Hogwarts Castle system that we've been building this year, the Great Hall, along with the boathouse, the Owlery, Hagrid's hut there as well. And I've also left some miscellaneous Harry Potter stuff in there as well, purely because I am running out of space for Harry Potter stuff in this area. And one of my gripes with this area is the fact that it is not one IP. It seems seems to have 3 or 4 different IPs in it. As you move down, you can see you've got a lot of miscellaneous Harry Potter stuff there. You've got the Onyx Cinder in the sort of cube next to it as well. Loving the Skeleton Crew right now, it has to be said. And on the very desk as well, you've got a holiday diorama from last year, and I'm looking to expand it just as I did last year. And as you move to the side of the desk, you can see the microscale Hogwarts along with the Patronus Stag as well. And I do need to move this actually because it doesn't quite show off just how nice that Sirius Black Have You Seen This Wizard Funko is. It's one of my favourite Funko Pops that I have. This is one you may have seen on the channel this year. It's the Prisoner of Azkaban mock that we shrunk down. It used to be 3 and a bit base plates. It's now down to 2 base plates, and it just about fits on the bookshelf along with those Hogwarts classroom books as well. You've also got Diagon Alley, and this will need a new home in 2025 because there will be a building going just in there. We're getting a new part of Diagon Alley in 2025, so it may well need to go on that very top shelf. And on the very top shelf, you've got the Burrow, which is the only natural place for it. It's the only place it doesn't really look ridiculous. It is such a long building on such a weird angle that actually looks really nice in the corner. I would prefer if it wasn't bowing and hanging over the side of the shelf. As you move to the left-hand side, the Star Wars section starts to take over, and we will have to adapt the helmet collection next year. As we know, we're getting a bunch of new helmets in 2025, and I've still got 1 or 2 left to build and 1 or 2 to acquire over the next couple of years. Yavin 4 is on the top. It fits just nicely into the size of that shelf, and it has to sit on the top for my money. As you can see, down the left-hand side of these bookshelves, what we've tried to do is create a sort of Funko book end with some of my favourite ones from the top to the bottom there. And what we've tried to do with a couple of the shelves here is create an Ahsoka sort of rebel style sort of shelving. You've got the Tantive 4 expanded hallway there, which I created this year. And you can see here the Ahsoka ship. You've got that Peridia, every Ahsoka minifigure basically in that little glass case. And you got the Ghost, which is still probably my favourite set as things stand. This section may need some work. It's not the biggest problem or priority that I have right now because, quite frankly, what we need is more space. And as you can see, under these ones next to my desk, there's a ton of small boxes, battle packs, microfighters, old sets that haven't been found a home for yet. You've got loads of Lego pieces and parts, some spare pieces, some base plate. And, yeah, as we move to the final shelving unit, I would like this a bit further up. It's the expanded Mandalore scene. Got 2 of the Paz Vizsla versus Gideon and 2 of the battle packs. I'd like another battle pack. I'd certainly like some more Super Commandos and Mandalorians in that scene. I may well get some of the older Mandalorians in there rather than the all blue Night Owls. As you move further up, you've got what I'm calling the Anakin dioramas, which you've got Vader versus Luke in the trench run, and you've also got the Mos Espa pod race diorama from this year, which I was tempted to expand, but it doesn't really seem worth it. This is a placeholder for now, the Dagobah training set. This will be built. I don't know whether it'll be in the 12 days of backlog or you'll indeed see it in January on the channel. You've also got the mid-scale Millennium Falcon because that's the only place I can find for it. I would quite like it to be with the other mid-scale ships, but it hasn't quite worked out size-wise like that. You've got all the anniversary figures, which will go in the white frame that you may have seen earlier in the video, the visual dictionary, and of course 2 of my favourite dioramas, including my favourite one there. You've got Luke versus Vader in the throne room as well. And moving further up, you've got the buildable Droideka from this year. You've also got the buildable R2-D2 as well. And you've got the Vader meditation chamber from a few years prior to that. I'm hopeful that I will be able to put C-3PO in this space next to R2. We may have to move him. He may be too tall for it in the new year. But that's something to look forward to on the channel in the new year. You've got the Star Destroyer that came out this year as well with that anniversary Cal figure. That is the only place, as you can see, logistically that it will fit perfectly. It looks a bit weird the other way around, so I've left it. You've got some Bitty Pop Toy Stories that I got a little while ago. No real other place to put them, but I did like them. And you've got Batman overlooking Gotham. It certainly felt appropriate to get him as high up in the room as physically possible. So there you have it. That is the room tour for 2024, and my goodness me, we've come a long way in a very short space of time. And next year will be even more exciting. Hopefully we will be expanding the space, and whether that looks like in a new Lego room, or whether that looks like with some more units and some more new Lego sets that are coming in 2025. We will just have to wait and see. And I'll be covering some of this in a video this time next week. I'll be releasing a video about what we're going to be doing in 2025 and what you can look forward to on the channel. So make sure you're following or subscribed so that you don't miss that video, because it will certainly be an interesting one. Thank you so much for watching. It's sincerely appreciated. I hope you enjoyed this tour, and those that have been around all year, I hope you enjoy seeing the progress that has been made in this space. Thank you very much for watching. It's sincerely appreciated. Have an awesome and nerdy weekend. I'll see you in the very next video. Bye.